Well, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like this is the last one. The last Friday the 13th movie. As the subtitle says, the final chapter. I'm done with Friday the 13th. I want to thank you for joining me on this journey of April, Friday the 13th, 2018. Yeah, nope. It's not even close to the finale of Jason. There's like 8 more after this fucking movie, and just like Friday the 13th in 3D, they keep the subtitle the final chapter in all later re-releases of the movie to commemorate the film for its flaws. It's also the first Friday the 13th film to start featuring subtitles, and it would continue from there on out. They don't even call it Part 4. Well, this was going to be the final chapter, but this film was actually very popular despite a bunch of negative reviews, and because of its success, it continued from there on out. But what is the final chapter about? Let's look deep in, man, cause it's the right thing to do to submit your legacy of your after death and become one with the ever-living force, man. Oh god, no, that was put behind us in the previous video. Jason survived the axe to the head in part 3, of course, and he's taken to the hospital where he kills a doctor and a nurse after they make out and the man watches whatever the holy living mother of God, that's all that's holy and righteous to God's green earth this is. It's some workout video, and I don't even want to know. But whatever the case, he gets his throat slit, which was supposed to be longer, but our good friends at the MPAA didn't want the film to receive an X rating, so a lot of the deaths you see here are cut short. I mean, look at some of these deaths. They look more graphic and better than a snap of a finger death. That sucks. Well, Jason kills the nurse with a scalpel, and the film continues with a new batch of people where they go to chill to the good old jolly Crystal Lake, where a lot of fun stuff happens. Well, apparently there's a family who lives near Crystal Lake that we've never seen in the previous films, so it's like they come out of nowhere, as well as the house across from them, so I don't know when the fuck those were created, or how long this family lived there for, so whatever. One of the members of the family is Corey Feldman, a young Corey Feldman who is famous for movies like The Goonies, The Lost Boys, Stand By Me, and etc. His character's name is Tommy, and I actually like his character. He's creative, loves video games, and can help fix car problems. Another character that's likable is Jimmy, who is just an ordinary guy who gets a corkscrew lodged in his hand, and then a damn meat cleaver in his face. But beside from that, we can feel sympathy for him at times. We want to see him get a girl, and his best attempt to do it is this. Great scene. Take lessons from this guy. You see a girl you want to dance with? Just step up and ask her to dance. Another character I like is Sarah. She seemed like the nicest girl ever, and she was the only death in the film where I was like, oh man. The others, I was like, yeah, man. But Sarah was an angel, just a lovely gal. The scene where Ted gets his head stabbed through the projector while all the time he was watching the weirdest porn of all time. It's funny because of his face. And when Doug gets killed in the shower, it's great. Jason was like, bitch, you using up all the hot water. He just shoved his damn hand in his face. Guess he got head. Oh my god, also gotta mention the harpoon to the fucking balls. And Sam getting impaled, which is a neat death. There's always a death where an item comes through something and impales someone's body. So great deaths in the movie, and it all boils down when siblings Trish and Tommy try to survive the night with a hockey-wearing maniac running amok. And yes, running amok. Jason runs in this movie too. The actor who plays Jason, Ted White, said that he didn't like Corey Feldman, and that he was a spoiled kid. So when we see Jason trying to get Corey, it's funny to think that he actually wanted to mess him up. That's pretty funny. Alright, well, Tommy shaves his head off to look like Jason as a young boy to confuse him, I guess. But it costs your good-looking hair, man. Jason's mask comes off looking as disgusting as ever, and he gets a machete to the face and he slides down the machete, which is an awesome effect. Tom Savini, who did the effects of the first film, came back to do the effects with this film, and that's the inspiration for Tommy's character. Tom Savini, Tom and Tommy. Well, since this is the final chapter, LMFAO, Tommy goes crazy and whacks Jason in the head repeatedly with the machete over and over again. To clarify, this is the end, and in the aftermath, Trish is in the hospital and Tommy looks at the camera very creepy and suspiciously, like, is it over? Or is he going to be the next Jason? Well, we didn't have to wait long, and like Halloween 5, the previous idea was flushed down the toilet after an explosive atomic bomb diarrhea shit was taken in it, and then the toilet got clogged, and the Mario brothers had to fix it because they're plumbers in Brooklyn. Okay now, Friday the 13th, the final chapter. Not the final chapter. Love how its subtitle is still in later releases. Love this movie better than most. It's very entertaining, and if this is how the series went out, I wouldn't mind. But there's 8 more to go, and this is the start to beautiful relationships, self-reliance, self-determination, and a new beginning.
Where's that corkscrew, that fancy corkscrew for the wine bottle? Ted?